Hey, this is Jeff Wick, editor of the Fayette County Record newspaper. We've snuck just over the Fayette County line into Lavaca County, just a few miles here on Highway 77. We're at Twin Oaks Ranch Event Center, joined by April Pearson and Pancho Howes, joining us as always. How you doing this morning, Pancho?
Feeling pretty good.
Good, all right. Hot off the presses, we've got the first copy of the new edition of the Fayette County Record. April, here you go.
Thank you.
Got some wonderful stories in this edition of the paper. Why don't we head inside this beautiful event center, chat a little bit about the news, and then talk a lot more about this wonderful event center and some of the surprises we're going to find inside.
Come on in.
And joining us today are chefs Michael and Emily Castillo of Callisto Culinary, who are an integral part of this event center here. And so why don't we, this is a beautiful little bar area. Pancho, you want to sit down and we'll fill them all in on some of the news going on in Fayette County and then talk a little more about the event center, huh?
Well, I'm afraid above the fold of the front page is not good news this time, but it's more about the big wreck that happened on 77. It killed some children. And you can find out more about that if you want to. Fun story here about these twin brothers ordering a pair of handcuffs online, and one brother, of course, locked his brother in the handcuffs and didn't have a key. So it turns out they were like standard police handcuffs. One of the local policemen had a key that worked.
And yeah, they're so officially standard handcuffs that the police confiscated them and they're planning on using them.
Okay, here's a story we're all tired of, but it's going to be over this week, and that's the taxing district or not for the hospital.
Right. Over 3,000 people have voted early. Wouldn't be surprised if another 3,000 vote this Thursday. And actually, throughout the issue, there's a ton of paid political ads by various entities, both for and against that taxing district.
Did you say hateful political ads?
I did not.
No,
We're not going to editorialize about that at all.
You didn't say.
And hit the pause button one moment, Pancho. Michael, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right here, just so the folks who are seeing that in the background can know what's going on here.
Sure, yeah, we're going to have a couple of things for y'all to taste today. The first one's just going to be a simple salad. We like to use a lot of things out of our garden, so this morning went over and picked some tomatoes, radishes, some coriander blossoms, and squash. So we're going to try that.
That's out of a local garden?
That's just across the road here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ours.
That's awesome.
So we don't have a menu. We cater and we do private dinners. We don't have a menu because we're not a restaurant. So we like to work with what we have and what's available. So if you ever want to, if you're curious about what we do and what we make, just call us up or email us and we'll go about it that way because we don't have a set menu you can look at. So we work with what we have and what you like. So. Yeah.
And we have a very broad background, so we can do any style and genre of food, pretty much. So.
And what that's shaved?
So yeah, this is because the season's still pretty early. We have some baby squash too, so we just shaved it and cured it really quick. So you get like the raw squash, the seared squash, and a lot of different things. That way, we take advantage of what we have.
That looks amazing. Oh my gosh, I almost hate to return to the newspaper here. That stuff looks so good. But Pancho, what else is going on?
Well, let's see. This young woman won a state title.
State title atop of Fayette County horse.
Barrel racing, right?
Yep. Junior high state rodeo champion. Pretty amazing.
Yes. Very good. And then the church picnics go on and on. I think Annisville is this week.
Yeah, they always have the big Father's Day church picnic. We've got some information about that in this paper. This is really interesting. A story by Jim Austin, who's a semi-regular contributor to the paper. I'm sure y'all had some fine. Did y'all have fine winds here last week on that storm? In LaGrange, we really did. And a neat little story about him witnessing just some passerbys, helping out some neighbors who had some trees blown down, and really neat look at his observations of small town life and the way kind of people come together and help each other. Let's turn our attention from the news, however, to Twin Oaks Ranch Event Center. Am I saying that right, April?
That's correct.
So tell us how this place kind of came about.
Well, Emily and Michael decided they wanted to be at the ranch with us, and this property's actually been in our family since 1871. We've got 220 acres left of the original large parcel, and so when they decided they wanted to come out here, we looked at potentially doing restaurants, and we just decided that this made more sense. We were getting ready for their wedding. This gives them the flexibility to cook whatever they like instead of the set menu and have the issues of staff and that type of thing. So it turned out to be a really great idea, and a lot of people are super excited about it being out here. And so we've got an event space for weddings. We're doing house concerts, I think, as we talked about. We have a guest house that's on Airbnb that people can stay, or if we have a bride or whatever, the bride and wedding party can stay there beforehand to get ready. And so we also have the big frame out there for wedding events outside. So we got a few things on the books and adding as we go. So
You have a connection to a musical community.
we do, yeah, pretty excited about
Tell us
that.
about that.
Well, we ended up connecting with the Songwriter Serenade group that happens here every year in May, and that's Tom McDaniel, who owns TR Ranch out here, and ended up connecting with a lot of the different artists. And we love music too, so we go to Austin, listen to music a lot. Plus, we also go to Bugle Boy a lot, and love that. So we've just found a lot of great people that we enjoy listening to, and it just seemed to make sense. We're doing these dinners that they get to create something new and a different theme for each concert, and then we have some really great music, and people out here are super excited about it. Just being able to have some different food and also music along with it.
Come out and have a dinner and then hear music.
Hear
right?
music.
And I think Thursday is your next one.
This coming Thursday is our next one. We have Phil Hurley, who's one of the South Austin Moonlighters out of Austin, a great singer-songwriter. He's an amazing guitarist. His genre is a little more country, but he's amazing. He does a little bit of everything, a little Americana and country, and super personable guy and a lot of fun to listen to. So, and writes great music.
I think
So
we're going to come down from Round Top with that.
that'd be
My
great.
wife
Join
and
us. We'd love to have you. That'd be awesome.
we'll check the schedule.
Yeah.
So Emily and Michael, tell us a little bit about y'all's background in food, how y'all got started doing culinary things.
Well, we both grew up our first jobs were in restaurants, really. So I started working in restaurants when I was like 14 or 15 and didn't ever really think I'd make a career out of it, but always started baking. I'm the pastry chef, he does savory food. But I grew up mostly in Michigan, but coming down to this property because it's been in my family forever. So went to culinary school in Michigan, moved to Austin, and we met at Uchi. So it's a fine dining Japanese restaurant in Austin. He worked at the Houston Country Club for 8 years, so we have a broad background, but
Yeah, I grew up in Houston. Grew up born and raised in Houston, worked at Houston Country Club for 8 years. Started working at Uchi in Houston when they opened, then moved to Austin, and that's where we met. Worked there for a while, and then we decided to move to Portland for a little while. Got tired of missing Texas, so we decided to come back, and now we're here. So we're doing our thing out here and bringing a little bit of what we like to eat in the bigger cities out here.
Right, I bet y'all bring all sorts of experiences from the different places y'all have lived, to the plate here.
I mean, we just want to eat good food. So.
we kind of decided to do a catering business because when we were planning our own wedding, we realized that there weren't that many catering options, and the majority of the catering options are barbecue. And,
Yeah.
I
Which is
mean,
great.
nothing
Right,
wrong with
right,
barbecue, but it's nice to do something else too.
For
so.
sure. And y'all's wedding was the first event at this.
March 23rd.
Talk about the experience of getting married here, and the beauty of this area, and experience in this type of event center.
So I'll speak a little bit to that just because we made the terrible decision of catering our own wedding.
Oh, wow.
So we decided to do it here, which was a great experience. The building was finished probably 2 days before the actual wedding. The posts and fireplace were getting put up right as we're unpacking all the decorations. But it was great. It was a good experience. It was a learning experience, and now we know what to do for future weddings here. So.
Thankfully, we had a lot of family that were willing to help.
We had a lot of help from friends and family. So it was as smooth as we could have wished for, and it was a good experience.
And it was a beautiful wedding, too.
It was beautiful. So we had a great time.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to contact Callisto Culinary or Twin Oaks Ranch Event Center, tell folks who are watching how they can do that.
Well, either one of us, you can contact Twin Oaks Ranch at Twin Oaks Ranch, Texas at gmail.com or callistotx@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
And we are linking to both of your Facebook pages on this video.
Awesome. Or, that's probably the easiest way. Just email us first, and we'll get back to you and figure out how we can make something work.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, we've been looking at this wonderful salad for too long. We got to dive in here.
Absolutely.
Go for it. Yeah, try it.
So remind us again what's in this?
So there's a few things in it. We have some watermelon that's just been kind of marinating in salt and sugar for a little while. There's some yellow squash from our garden. It's seared and chilled and then shaved. There's some pickled watermelon rind, Thai basil from our garden, and some pickled green tomatoes from our garden as well.
Wow. Now
So it's a lot of textures going on.
Yeah, and this is not something you can find in this area. Oh man, it's amazing.
That's the best watermelon ever.
Wow.
Baby squash.
And you talk about eating local. This food has traveled all of just a few hundred feet to get on this plane, huh?
Yeah, we try to use as many local ingredients as possible. Some things obviously we can't when we have larger parties, but when we can, we do. We've met a few great people out in the area that supply us with some fruits, veggies, some animals. It's kind of, we've looked for them and we found a lot of them. Sometimes we need, there's too many sources for eggs and things like that, so we need to go from farm to farm. We can't always use the same one because we want to get everybody involved. So we try to use what we can. Yeah.
I noticed you had some gear.
Yeah, so one of our favorite things to do is make everything from scratch. We like to do everything from scratch. So pasta is one of my favorite things to make. We made some spaghetti this morning, and we're cooking that right now. So in a few minutes you'll get to taste that too.
So that's pasta from scratch. Made this morning. Oh my gosh. So April, how big is the building we're in right here is considered the what would you call this? This building is the event center. Okay.
How many can we seat inside, Emily?
We've been able to seat 70 inside, but we can seat up to 100 outside. And all the French doors open, and we want it to feel like an indoor-outdoor space. If you're sitting outside, you feel like you're part of it. The sound, we have sound inside and outside, so when we have bands play, you can be outside and listening to the performer. For our wedding, we had a band set up outside, actually. And it worked really well, so.
And we got a little taste of the.
It's good.
And we're back. But April, yeah, we were just mentioning we got a little taste of the exterior, when we did the opener. But yeah, just a beautiful kind of pastoral setting. Just an awesome place, yeah, to have a wedding or family reunion or something like that.
We've got some anniversary parties coming up. We're actually doing my father's 80th birthday party here on Sunday. So we've got some really great things. We are able to accommodate bigger parties if we needed to. We could certainly put a large tent out there or something like that. We have 220 acres, so we've got plenty of room to spread out if we need to.
Yeah.
So.
And the on-site accommodations, you mentioned the guest house.
We do have it's a over 100-year-old Czech farmhouse that we moved here and renovated. It's got porches all the way around it. It's really cool. You're welcome to take a look at it too if you want later. It's on Airbnb, but we do connect it with events. We've got somebody like our musicians stayed there.
Oh yeah,
that kind of thing. But it's basically a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, but it's got a flop room upstairs with about 5 beds upstairs.
Oh wow.
So it's kind of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool space, so everybody loves it.
And you mentioned so this land and this property has been in the family for quite a while.
Yeah, since 1871.
Wow.
Yeah, the original deed is handwritten. It's pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We feel pretty blessed to still have any of it in our family at all. So it's pretty cool.
And again, we're just 4 or 5 miles south of Fayette County on just off Highway 77 in Lavaca County. So, very close probably midway distance between Schulenburg and Hallettsville, or actually even close.
Halfway.
About halfway, yeah.
8 miles either way. So.
This homemade pasta dish is looking
Oh, you
pretty
need to
ready
check
over
that
Oh,
out.
is it?
It smells delicious. I smell that.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. It's really hard to believe, you know, we're between Schulenburg and Hallettsville right now. You know? Like we'd be in downtown Austin or Houston. Or Portland, maybe. So yeah, tell us again what we're looking at here, Mike.
Yeah, so this morning we made some noodles. It's a normal pasta dough, just flour and water. We mixed in some smoked pepper powder to give it that red color. It's sauteed in onions, garlic, green onions, a little bit of jalapenos from our garden, all cooked down. There's an egg. The egg is from Shirttail Creek Farm. It's in Brenham. It's a great family. They're raising chickens, they're doing eggs, beef, and some other things out there, and just some Thai basil oil on top of that.
Wow. All right, Pancho.
Go for
Ready
it.
to dig into that?
You want the half with the egg?
I'm gonna try this. We might have to take a bigger bite of that when I'm not talking on camera. But oh my gosh!
Be sure to save me just a bite of each thing.
I thought he was about to put that in his mouth.
That would have been great. That would have been awesome.
This is just amazing. Oh my gosh!
So what do you call these noodles?
That's just kind of a spaghetti, like a thin spaghetti. Yeah.
Why is it kind of yellow?
That's from the spice in it. Mix it into the dough. Just make it a little different to kind of just show that it's not out of a box pasta.
That is delicious.
Yeah.
Callisto Culinary, and the name Callisto. Your last name is Castillo.
Yeah.
But Callisto.
So Callisto is a moon. It's a moon of
It's a moon of Jupiter.
Jupiter. I don't know. Moons are kind of just a thing that
Yeah.
I've always just kind of
Mom and I
liked.
have kinda, yeah.
Yeah. So
So, and it happened to be an anagram of Castillo, so we figured that was.
Yeah.
we figured we'd
I know it's
confuse
been a
everyone.
little confusing for some
Yeah.
people, and oh well. It's-
We've been called
it's a
Michael
full-
Callisto a lot.
Right. It's memorable either way, though.
Close enough.
Whether you call it Callisto Culinary or Castillo Culinary, you're going to remember this food, though. Thank y'all so much for having us. This has been wonderful, and like I said, I mean, it's hard to believe that a place like this, beautiful place like this, beautiful food like this.
Music.
Music
Yeah, and a
a
music
great
venue, too.
price.
So visit these guys, check them out on Facebook. You can find all their contact information. And
Don't forget about those beautiful.
I have some.
oh, there's more.
I've got dessert too.
I didn't realize it was
There's
dessert.
some sea salt chocolate chip cookies. Keep it simple.
They're the best.
Break that open. Look at that. Tremendous.
We always look for places with things to eat, but I think this might be the high point.
Yeah, we've done a lot of these videos at
We're peeking out.
restaurants and things like that, but this is definitely near the top of the list for sure. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks so much for reading the paper. Get a hold of these guys and join in one of their special events or create your own special event here. Truly amazing. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate you coming out.